Hello, I'm Waree Protprommart, and today I'm going to present on Google Play Store database for dashboards. For introduction, Google Play Store or Play Store offers the service as a platform to digitally distributed applications, books, movies, musical singles, television programs, and video games for Android and Chrome OS operating system. Google Play Store is used widely and globally, and their statistics report that Android is an operating system that is being used worldwide and has 71.42% market share over the world, which makes Google Play Store to be very influential. The purpose of our project is to take a raw data set of the Google Play Store applications informations and its user review table and turn it into a normalized database that would separate it into 5 tables, including applications name, application info, user engagement, feedback, and financial. All of this is the purpose to be ready for data analysts to make dashboard presenting to stakeholders. So first thing first, I want to launch an instance. In my case, I call this EC2 Instant Google Play Store, and I also want to install MySQL on the instance too. Here I will show how to log in to the instance through SSH. And then you can check the status of MySQL with the following command. And mine is active right now. Next step, I grab the dataset of Google Play Store apps from this Kaggle, and I download it from here, 2 files. Then I proceed to go on to Jupyter Notebook and import pandas. And I did an initial inspect of the dataset. I remove all the NaN or nulls. I remove duplicates. And then I export it out to CSV and Excel. And I did this for both files. After I did the initial explore and cleanse the data, I imported onto my local computer, and I will transport through SSH into the MySQL on the instance. Then I copy both files by using scp command to the home directory of EC2 instance. Then I proceed on to log in through SSH into instance and also log in into MySQL, also setting local infile equals to 1 for MySQL to be able to receive the transfer of the file into MySQL from the instance. Before I load the data from files to the table, I created a database called Google Play Store, and also in the command here that you see on MySQL Workbench, this is a command for creating the table for application data and user review. So we're going to go ahead and run this. And then I go ahead, load data local infile for both files in MySQL to the designated table that I just created. Now we're back to MySQL Workbench. So what we're going to do next is we're going to create the normalized table with the constraint primary key, foreign key into each tables. So for first table, application names. So we have app ID, auto incremented, and app name. The primary key is app ID and constraint, the unique is app name. And for second table, user engagement, we created engage ID, app ID, installs, review number, review average. The primary key is engage ID. The foreign key is app ID that we will reference from application's name table, app ID, and it will be on delete cascade. For financial table, we have financial ID, app ID, type, price, and the primary key here is finance ID, and foreign key is app ID, so same as the table before that we referenced from application's name table, on delete cascade. The next table is application info. We have info ID, app ID, size, category, genre, content rating. The primary key is info ID, and the foreign key, same as the other, is app ID, reference from application's name table. Lastly, we have feedback table. We have feedback ID, app ID, translated review, sentiment, sentiment polarity, sentiment subjectivity. The primary key is feedback ID, and the foreign key here is app ID, reference from application's name table. So now we're going to insert the information into our normalized table in the database. So first we insert the application's name to the application's name table. Then we insert the data into user engagement. Something to note here is I casted the
install column
from the varchar into a double and also remove the plus sign here. Next, for financial table, here I also remove a $sign and cast from varchar into decimal. For application info, I just plainly insert everything. There's no casting. And lastly, for feedback, I also don't have to cast or replace any column. So if we want to view the ERD of our normalized data that we created, we can do so. So we would go to database, reverse engineer, and we choose the server and database. And here we can see the ERD of what we created. Over here, we can see the ERD that we created and their relationship between the tables. Now that we finished creating the database, we want to test out the queries that data analysts would typically query against the database in order to prepare to create a dashboard for stakeholder. The first question that we want an answer to is, what are the top 3 applications for most review average for each category? And based from our queries, we can see here that the result shows up that for each category, there's a rank 1 to 3 with the review average of the highest in that category. Next, we want to know what are the top 3 applications for the most amount of review numbers for each category. So we can run this. And here the result shows that for each category, this is the application name that ranked the most, have the most number of people reviewing. So for example, for first category, auto and vehicle applications, there are approximately 200,000 reviews. And this is the highest in the category of auto and vehicle. Next, we want to know the answer. What are the top install for each category? So here, the results show us the top install for each category. And for example, for art and design category application, there are 50 million install for art and design category, and sketch, draw, and paint application is the highest in the category. Next, we want to know how many of the applications are paid versus free. So here it shows that there are 611 applications that are paid and 8,275 applications that are free. Next, we want to know what is the installed number of the application with the highest price of the category. It shows the install number of the highest price application of each category. So first one for art and design, the highest price is $199, and the application is X Launcher Prime with OS style, theme, and no ads. And the install is around 1,000. This is just to investigate if install number correlates in any way with price. Next, we want to know which top 10 applications have the best sentiment polarity from the user. So here the result shows the top 10 applications that have the best sentiment polarity, which is 1. So the 10 applications are 10 best foods for you, 11 3D live neon wheat launcher, 1 line with 1 touch, 2018 emoji keyboard emoticons light sticker and GIF, 365 scores live scores, 2-day dating app love and matching, 2 GS directory and navigator, 2 red beans, and second line second phone number. Next, last one, we want to know how much sentiment is positive versus negative for the user for each application. So here we see that there are counts of positive versus negative sentiment for each application. For example, for 10 best foods for you has 79 counts of positive sentiment reviews versus 5 negative sentiment reviews. Thank you for watching.